Greetings, folks. I have more presents for you. This is the RD6 from Behringer, recreation of a classic Roland drum machine. This is a new synthesizer for me. Black Friday purchase. I think this was coming in at less than £90, which for a classic hardware drum machine is a bit of a no-brainer. Sort of the politics of Behringer aside, that's a good price for a new bit of kit. This has been on my radar, really since it came out. And what fascinates me is all of these outputs, each of the drum voices on this drum synth. So there's a kick, a snare, low and high tom, cymbal, stroke, clap, cymbal and clap, depending on how you set it up, open and closed hi-hat. They all have their own outputs on 3.5mm connectors. So this always was sort of super intriguing to me with what could be done with sort of Euro rack and just having these patched into, wave folders and flangers and even just sub mixers on a little modular system. Which is maybe something for another video. In this video, I have made a couple of MIDI templates for you. Well, they're mostly for me, so when I forget how the MIDI is implemented 6 months down the line, I can just watch this video again or use the assets that I'm putting on my coffee shop for you for free. Now, the MIDI implementation is very sensible, basically one note per drum. So like C2 is kick, E flat is clap, F is snare. That's just doing it from memory. Look at the MIDI files that I'll give you or I'll demonstrate after this introduction. So this is, I would say, a sensible way of implementing the MIDI. That also means, I don't know how to use this. In terms of, really programming the sequencer, I don't know how to use it. But obviously, just going into the MIDI and writing the MIDI, you don't need to worry about the sequencer. So, and it was, I was curious about how they did the MIDI implementation, because I do believe on like the Volca sample, this is the original sample, like, it's either this or the Volca drum. The MIDI implementation's a bit weird. I think on here, there's like, it's one drum voice per channel, which is like really weird way of doing it. Maybe that's on the Volca drum. Like kind of peculiar and kind of makes it of a little kind of crazy difficult to work with in terms of a MIDI drum machine. But if you guys like this video, maybe I'll do a MIDI template for the Volca sample, MIDI template for the Volca drum, and MIDI template for the Drum Brute as well, which are drum machines that I own. So next album, EP album, whatever, I want to put some of this on it, because essentially for most of my drum tracking, I use one plugin, which is basically, well, I think it's more of a sort of an 808 VST. So I'm really eager to sort of use this a bit more for forthcoming releases. Out the box sounds great. I think for tracking it will benefit from, oh, here comes trouble. For tracking, I think it will benefit from for compression for sure. Hard limiting compression. The distortion is fine, but maybe distortion pedals, fuzz pedals could be another interesting way to go. These are all stuff for future videos. Let me know how you're handling distortion of these, whether you're doing it on board or whether you're using pedals or software distortion overdrives. Tracking it onto tape could be cool. We've done tape tracking before, haven't we? Mrs. Sheddington's not going to bug me because I've just fed her, so she's happy now. She's happy. Yeah. So without further ado, I'll just do a quick demo of the assets that'll be on the coffee shop. It's all free. Go and download it and make some drum tracks. All right. Ta-da! Bye, 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 bye. Okay, so if you download this, there'll be at least 4 files in the folder. I'll probably put a README and a little bit of artwork. The most simple thing, RD6 MIDI template.mid. Drag this into a new project. So we've got a clean project here, and Bob's your uncle. We will just double click that. There we go. There we go. So you can see that's like something to get you started. And let's just do the routing on this. Rhythm Designer 6 as my MIDI output. It's on channel 1. I should move it to channel 10 really, but there we go. So there we go. There we go. There's your kick. That's your snare. That's your clap, I think. Oh, no, E flat. E flat's your clap. Closed hi-hat. F sharp. B flat is open hi-hat. Your low tom is A and your high tom is D. E flat is cymbal. And that's everything, I think. This is a super simple drum machine. What is nice with the MIDI implementation is you can have your clap and your cymbal. So that's, you know, doesn't matter how you've set the setting on the actual hardware. So the other thing I'll give you, RD6 MIDI template separate tracks. There we go. So this expands out to 8 tracks, and these are labeled kick, snare, tom, high tom, everything on its own track, clap, cymbal, open hi-hat, closed hi-hat. Oh, that's done something weird there. So in case you want to have, you know, just program your drums on separate tracks, you might want to do that. And then if I was in Reaper, what I would do is I'd set those up, set this up as a folder, and then I wouldn't need to do the individual MIDI sends on each of the 8 tracks. I could just go, my folders going to RD6 channel 1, and as if by magic, that works. So that's how you might want to do it. Lovely stuff. The other asset is for those of you working with Reaper. There is a Cymbal Reaper project. Basically the project I used to make these MIDI templates, right? So there's the 1 drum per track setup, and like that little sort of yeah, all your MIDI on 1 channel on 1 track kind of setup there. So that'll be included. Alrighty, and also you can see there's an Ableton 6 Ableton Live project in there as well, which looks like this, really simple. So I've kept it as the default Ableton sort of setup, 2 midis, 2 audios, and there's our RD6 MIDI pattern. Lovely stuff. Let me just show you settings under MIDI. Yeah, output Rhythm Designer RD6. Right, notice I've got sync set off, because if I have it on, that'll basically start the hardware machine's sequencer going. And obviously if we're working with MIDI, that's like super confusing, because we don't know, hang on, are we using the hardware sequencer, or are we using my MIDI? Oh, that's confusing. So just knock that off if you are, you know, just sort of programming MIDI. Cool. And those are the assets. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Nice and simple.